Following a record intake of students worldwide and sustained growth in its membership, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants now has 260,000 students and 110,000 members in 170 countries worldwide. ACCA's growth is a testament to its success. Overall, total student growth was 8% and total member growth 5%. Between 2001 and 2005, there were nearly 20,000 new students in the UK and Ireland, and currently 50% of all accountancy students in UK and Ireland are undertaking the ACCA qualification. ACCA's mission is to be the leading global professional accountancy body by reputation, influence and size, offering the first choice qualifications to people of application, ability and ambition around the world who seek a rewarding career in accountancy, finance and management. ACCA aims to achieve and promote the highest professional, ethical and governance standards and advance the public interest, and its reputation is grounded in over 100 years of providing accounting and financial qualifications. Its long traditions are complemented by contemporary thinking, backed by a predominantly young, dynamic and diverse membership.
ACCA is the leading international professional body for accountants. We operate in 170 countries around the world. We have 110,000 members and 260,000 students studying for the qualification. As a professional accountancy body, ACCA is committed to the highest ethical standards. That involves our members working and showing the highest standards of professionalism and ethics in everything that they do. We have a substantial professional standards network which enforces those ethical standards, but alongside that we also have training opportunities, development opportunities to help ensure that people keep up to date, that they're equipped to make the right judgments and to make the right ethical and professional decisions. The Approved Employer Scheme represents a best practice benchmark for employers. It shows they've met best practice standards and it demonstrates that that employer is working together in partnership with the professional body and with its trainees. We believe that we must look after our employers to ensure they get the best possible benefit and to ensure that our trainees get the highest standards of training available to them.
And what we're trying to do is make sure we provide a service which equips people with those skills to stay ahead in today's economic environment. The accreditation scheme allows us to keep a track of all the learning and development activity which employers are completing at the moment, and particularly how they're supporting their finance professionals. If you use one of our ACCA members for any job, you get someone who's got integrity, they're objective and they're independent, as well as being able to be creative and innovative at the same time.
Speaking with the ACCA, I got an understanding of how the ACCA program works. I met with several people at the ACCA and we agreed a number of things that we needed to do. The first thing was to actually get an accreditation as an approved employer. Now this was a very valuable process for me because in a sense it's benchmarking what we do at Reuters with what is accepted practice or best practice in the marketplace. So I found that a very rewarding exercise to go through. I was also pleased that we actually came out with a pretty good rating and we secured that approved employer accreditation. The second thing we did was to begin to address the issues of the ACCA members at Reuters. So how could we communicate to that audience what was required in terms of continuous professional development? The way that we did that was to actually bring the ACCA into Reuters. So we ran a number of teleconferences for our overseas members and we actually delivered a face-to-face session in the London office. The ACCA were kind enough to come into our offices and spend time with staff in London. We have ACCA representatives overseas that are now working and partnering with Reuters staff overseas. We've had teleconferences. So I think it's partly about creating an awareness of the help and support that's available.
At ACCA, we're very, very keen to support our employers as well as the students and our members that actually develop within their organisations. Obviously, we see this as a three-way partnership between ourselves at ACCA, the employers, and those stakeholders I mentioned are students and members. We think that by improving the environment in which people train and develop benefits the organisation they work for in terms of their business objectives, but also ensures that the individuals developing their career and most importantly as well that we're developing the profession. Our approach is very individualistic, so we're more interested in the objectives and needs of the employer than we are in terms of what we might have in our portfolio. But I suppose what's more important is the employer and their particular objectives.
Continuing professional development, or CPD, is absolutely essential now as part of our learning strategy for finance professionals across Barclays. We work in close partnership with all the associations to really ensure that we meet the needs of the business and align our continuing professional development with our business strategy. It is essential for us as an organisation to ensure that we are continually attracting and retaining the right people for us to help us meet the challenges that we're facing. ACCA was one of the first partnerships we set up in Barclays, and we find their approach very refreshing and innovative, and because of the global perspective they have, we find that we work very well together, and it is an essential way forward for us in terms of our learning strategy within Barclays.
Our core aim is to produce finance professionals of a very high standard. We want to provide lots of routes for people to get to that point. We don't want to be built on exclusivity, where that route to becoming a professional accountant is only open to a few people. We have an incredibly diverse student base. The majority of our students, probably 70% now, are outside the UK in all the developing and emerging markets. And it's because we are passionate about giving people this chance to become full finance professionals.
We've recently just joined up and partnered with Investors in People, a very well recognised benchmark for organisations. And our agreement is such that because we have comparatively high standards for learning and development within the workplace, that we recognise each other's schemes. So therefore, we will recognise their 60,000 organisations that they have accredited, and likewise they'll recognise our 7,500 organisations that we've accredited. Therefore, IIP organisations will be able to receive an ACCA accreditation. Partnerships with universities, partnerships with tuition providers are all aimed at, if you like, increasing the number of options available to employers and students.
When a trainee registers with ACCA, it's the start of career-long involvement. It would take them maybe 3 or 4 years to qualify, after which ACCA will be working with them throughout the rest of their career, supporting them from being a trainee right up into senior director and chief executive positions. Over 50% of trainees in the UK and Ireland that choose a professional career in accountancy choose to do that career with ACCA. ACCA is committed to the highest ethical standards. That involves our members working and showing the highest standards of professionalism and ethics in everything that they do.